What's up here, structured traders? Welcome back for another Sierra charts video for you guys. Today we're going to be going over how to navigate the charts and also looking at some of the tools that you can use and some cool little features that you can use here on Sierra charts as well. So again, if you guys do like the videos, please go ahead and smash that like button. If you are not subscribed to the channel yet, please go ahead and subscribe. Any questions you guys got, feel free to pop them in here on YouTube. We'd love to get back to you guys. But with that said, let's go ahead and jump into it. So for Sierra charts, first things first, if you do have your charts like I do here messed up, again, like in the previous video, we'll go ahead and link it to the top here. But you can go ahead and easily organize this by just clicking on this window. And again, you have different options here. You can tile horizontally, vertically, tile as grid horizontally. That's the one I like to use. Makes it a lot more cleaner. It just cleans up the charts. So again, if you pull these and they're all different types of ways, or if you mess it up and you want it to be organized again, simple quick way you could do that, just click on that window, tile as a grid horizontally, and it will go ahead and do that for you. With that though, we're going to go over how you can actually mess around and move the charts and how you can navigate this. Now I know in Sierra charts it's a little bit more difficult for people to navigate. Usually you can kind of just move the charts around on other platforms, but this one in Sierra charts a little bit more complicated for people to do. So we're going to go ahead and show you guys how to mess around with this. So for Sierra charts, what you're going to have to do is go into tools here. Now way you can do this is you can either use pointer or you can use hand. Let's just say we use the hand here. This will allow us to click on the chart and move it left and right. That's a little bit easier. Again, you can use the axes to zoom in and zoom out, and we've done a video on that, on how to adjust that and how to use interactive scale and interactive range and what they do. So you could do that. You can use this hand tool here to go right and left, or you can also use that pointer to do that as well. When you go into tools, you can also here use chart value crosshairs. If you click on the chart, it will give you that price. If you want to kind of try to move up and down and check the prices, you can use this crosshairs to do that. And also here, if you want to just zoom in to an actual area, you can go into tools and click zoom in. What you can do from there is just click an area. Say for instance we want to zoom in right here to this area, just click that and highlight over it and it will zoom in. If you want to zoom back out, all you have to do is go into tools again and cancel zoom, and it will zoom back out for you. So pretty cool little feature that you can use right there. Now also with Sierra charts, you can actually use the scroll tool on your mouse, which will actually scroll left and right. There is a way you can change this to a different type of setting to use if you don't want it to go left and right when you use the scroll bar. What you're going to have to do is go in here up at the top into global settings. Once you click on that, go into general settings, and we're going to be looking at general number 2. What you're going to look at is the far right hand side, go down to scroll wheel, and you'll see here scroll wheel scrolls chart with shift, right? If you drop that down here, that's what it's clicked on. Scroll wheel scrolls chart with shift changes spacing, so that's why it moves the chart left and right when you move the scroll wheel. But say for instance we do this one here underneath, scroll wheel changes spacing with shift scrolls chart. Once we click on that, apply it, click OK. And this will allow you to actually, instead of go left and right, you can go ahead and zoom into the bars when you move the scroll bar. So that's the one I do like to use. Makes it a little bit easier for me to use it that way. So let's just cancel this. If I want to go up here, because I'm usually using the pointer tool or the hand tool to move the chart anyway, right and left. So I like to just use the scroll bar to zoom in to whatever bars I want to zoom into, or whatever part of the chart I want to zoom into as well. So it just makes it a little bit easier for me to do that. Also, a little cool thing too is, say for instance your chart is moved all the way up to where you can't see it. What you can do is on this axis right here, you can just go ahead and right click and you'll see reset. Once you click reset, it will go right back to where the current price is on the chart. So again, you can just move it. If it's moved for the day, say for instance you were away from the charts and the market moved really high and you can't see price, all you got to do is click the right hand side of the chart, right click it, and then make sure you click on reset, and it will go ahead and pull you to the specific area that you need to be. So again, you can do that again in global settings. You can click on that general settings too, and you can adjust it here all the way at the bottom. When you drop it down, I'm keeping it here to scroll wheel changes. Spacing with shift scrolls chart. That's what I like to use. Again, just click that apply, and you'll be able to zoom in to the actual bars for you. Also here in Sierra Charts, when you click on tools, you'll see there's many different options. You can use line, ray, extended line. Um, I usually like to use horizontal line when I click on the chart. If I want to try to create a resistance and or maybe a nice support to see on the chart, I use the horizontal line to highlight that. So again, once you come up here to tools, you have many or various different options you can use for tools. And again, here on the right hand side, you have tool settings and tool configuration, where we can go ahead. We'll be going over a video on tool configuration, how you can configure the tools as well. But pretty simple, where you can pick the type of tool you want to use. And if you want to use, like, say, for instance, a fib retracement or a price retracement, you can just click on price retracement and then use it according to the way that you want to use it here. And you can always right click here if you want to delete it off the chart. You can right click and just erase that drawing there. Now there's also here where you can pull up studies. What you're gonna have to do here in Sierra Charts is here at the top, under analysis, you're gonna go into studies. And you'll see once you click on studies, it will give you all the available studies here, and there's going to be quite a bit long list of studies you can go through. But we're just going to use a simple study for you guys here today, which is probably going to just be this moving average exponential. Once you do that, once you highlight it, to access that study, you're going to have to double click here, moving average there. And again, when you double click, it will give you this, it will bring up settings and input here. So you'll see that once I click on that, it brings this study here from studies over here, from studies available to studies to graph. What that means is now I can apply this study to my chart. If I want to go into the settings, what I'll have to do is either, again, you can double click it, or I would have to double click here in studies to graph. Once I double click that, you can see it pulled me up into settings and input. So say for instance I wanted to adjust this, right? So if I want the length of this EMA, exponential moving average, to be somewhere around maybe 50, right? I just go ahead and click on this, highlight this, and type in 50, or you can do it down here where you type in 50 or 100, and it does that for you. The easiest way for me is just to click on here and highlight it, type in whatever number I want, and that will pull it up for me. So say for instance I want 50, I'm going to click on 50, and then I can also change the color of this line here, which right now it would be green. So let's just apply this so you guys can see it on the chart first. So we apply it. Let me zoom out of this real quick. So you can see this green line that comes up, that moving average that's coming up here, that we have on the chart. Now again, you would go into analysis and studies here if you want to change the color. And you click on it again and make sure that you go from whatever you're at. There's settings and input subgraphs here. You can see there's a color right here. So if I wanted to switch it over to maybe a blue, I would just click on blue. If I wanted to change this draw style to let's just say a dash, I would click on dash. Also, a pretty cool tip here is you can use value label, which will actually label the price here and on the chart. So let's just apply this for you guys so you guys can see first. So I switched it over for the color. The color is blue. I switched it over to a dash line. You can see it's a dotted line now. And also you can see where the price is currently at, 44.6852 for the moving average. So you can see that helped out to highlight it here on the access bar as well. So pretty cool little tip you guys can use. Now there's also a way you can actually get this to apply to the rest of your charts. What you're gonna have to do here is click on studies, right? And say for instance we want that moving average, and maybe we want another Hall moving average. So we're gonna keep this green here. I'm gonna keep it as a line. change the settings to maybe a 100, and oh, actually it was, yeah, 100 is good. We'll apply that there. You can see it coming up on the chart already. What we can do here is, if we want this to apply to all the different charts, a really simple way to do that would be to save your settings. So we got studies to graph. Want to save these two studies that we have right here where it says save studies as study collection. You can go ahead and type in what you'd like to save it as. Let's just say we want to save this as moving averages, right? So just MA, we're going to save all, right? Once it says save all studies and studies to graph, use MA, we're going to click yes. We're going to click apply. That's good to go. Now, if I want to go ahead and just apply this to this chart on the right hand side, all I have to do is click on the chart and then go over here to analysis, and you can see right here my save studies is under MA. I just click that and it applies it here to this 5-minute chart here that we have up here. So pretty cool little setting that we could have there, that can continue to apply to all the charts, and you can continue to do that for all of them. So say for instance I want to change this and add maybe a different type of study, right? So say for instance I want to add a different type of study on this chart here because I didn't add anything. Go to analysis, and I can maybe use this TPO value area lines. We'll just keep it whatever it is, right? And I want to change this out to be TPO chart. So what I'll have to do is just go ahead and click on this, click on save studies. I wonder if you drop this down. Yeah, click on save studies, and I'll just put in TPO. Just type this caps TPO, save all. There you go. Just click on that. And then here you can see we have those value area lines for the TPO. So if I wanted to apply that over here in this 30-minute chart, all I have to do is click on the chart, go to analysis, and then click on TPO, and then it applies it for me right here as well. If I want to just clear this off, I can pretty much do one of two things. I can just click on hide studies and it hides it for me. And if I want to pull that back on, just go to analysis, unhide studies, and it unhides it for me. Now if I want to clear it completely, all I have to do is make sure I'm on that chart, click on that chart, and then I can just go clean chart and it cleans it up for me. And if I ever want to just kind of add it right back on, I'll just go TPO. But clean chart will allow me to actually go into studies here and it will be empty. All right, but I believe here if you go ahead and add that TPO here, and when you go into the studies here, it will bring it up as studies to graph, right? So if you want this cleared off completely, what you'll have to do, and you want this empty, what you'll have to do is come over here to analysis and then just go clean chart, and it will clean that chart completely up for you, and you won't have to worry about the studies being in there. So when I go in here and I go into studies, it's no longer there, right? So it will have a clean, and I can just access whatever studies I want here on the left hand side under studies available. So a pretty cool thing that you can use there on Sierra. Also another cool thing that you can use, let's just close this up and we'll go on this one here, is you can actually adjust. So say for instance we want to mess around with some of the tools. So again, maybe we want to mess around with horizontal line, right? I want to mess around with this here, just put it on here. You can actually adjust some of the settings on a horizontal line, which is like the labels. You can see how I put the label here, 44, 76, 75. I adjusted the settings on the horizontal line. The way you can actually do this for Sierra chart, so what you're going to do is you're going to right click here on that horizontal line, that tool that you use, and right at the top you're going to look at chart drawing properties. You can click on chart drawing properties and you'll see for the horizontal line properties they give you options, labels, anchors. So in options here you can change the color. So again, we have ours green. You can change it to any color you want. You could do blue, but I like to leave mine green. I'm just going to kind of leave it there. You can change the type of style you want. I like dotted. But again, once you drop that down, it will give you some options to choose. And in here in width is going to give you the option to make it thicker or thinner. I just leave it at 3. That's what I like. And also here, if this is, it makes it easier if you just make this the default setting. The way you would do that is configure number, and TC1 is always going to be the default setting. that you use for whatever horizontal line or extended line that you want. Just makes it easier so you don't have to keep going in and trying to access this same type of line here. So you can just make that your default setting in configuration and name it if you want. When you do go over to labels, this is where you can actually make a little bit of the adjustments. You can see I put the numbers here on the left hand side of the line, and you can do that by clicking this right here, which is price, and here underneath horizontal alignment. This is where I put left. Some people like to do it right, so if you do it right, they'll make that line right there, and they'll make the price here on the right hand side. I just like to do it on the left hand side. So again, all you'll have to do to adjust that is click on that properties, that so right click and chart drawing properties there, and then go into labels. And again, if I want it on the left, I just click on the left here. And again, here in vertical align, you can do top, you can do bottom, right? So if I wanted it on the top, I would just click left and on the top, and there you can see price show up here on the top instead of the bottom. So a pretty simple way you can adjust things and change up the horizontal lines. So again, you can do this with a lot of different tools. And again, this when you come in here, there's also different ways you can do tool settings and tool configuration. And again, horizontal line you can configure. If I just click on tool configuration, it will bring up the same exact thing. So again, two different ways you can access that, but the easier way is just to click on the actual tool, go into chart drawing properties, and then you can adjust that. But we're just going to put it back to what we had, which is right here on the bottom. Make it a little bit easier for myself, keep it the same, and it adjusts itself right back to that area. But yeah, simple little cool tips that you can use for Sierra charts and how to kind of navigate around Sierra charts, and that's what we use here at Pure Structure Trading. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys do, please go ahead and smash that like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you guys subscribe with us here. Other than that, you guys take care, have a great night, and we'll be coming up with another video for you guys for more advanced settings on Sierra charts. Take care.